Hi everyone, it's Mindy Egan and welcome to my channel. I'm excited to share some projects with you featuring the brand new waffle flower release all about postage and butterflies in my video today. Not only am I creating with the brand new postage collage, but I also have a giveaway happening on my Instagram. So I will link that down below in the video description along with all of the products that I am using today. And when you spend $50 or more over at Waffle Flower, they have a free gift with purchase. So here is a look at some of the supplies I'm going to be using today. I did go through my stash and pick out that postage collage stamp set. I also have the Paper Hugs Sentiments, which has a coordinating die, and there's some beautiful sentiments on there. I also dug out the Postage Collage Die set, and I did pre-cut a few of these ahead of time just so I had them ready. Now there is the brand new butterfly postage collage. I will definitely be using this in today's video. And then there is the postage collage spring breeze stencil as well. I absolutely love a postage collage card, and it couldn't be any more perfect to have it with butterflies. So I'm going to start off. I have a waffle flower grip mat here, and the green lines that you see is kind of that transparency that they provide, and I have that stuck to the back of my grip mat so that I can just see it, help me maybe line up some things. I did place the first layer of the stencil over my postage collage grid, and then I'm going to start ink blending. So I decided to go with a rainbow of color. I am using all Concord and Ninth inks for this today. I started with watermelon, which is such a nice, fun color for spring. Then I'm going to come in with a buttercup, and I'm going to kind of go in the middle and then overlap with the watermelon to get that orange. Then I'm going to come in with Tidepool off on the right hand side. Again, making sure to overlap that into the yellow so I can get kind of that unique shade of green. And then I'm going to finish it off with lilac down there in the corner. So this is just the first layer of the stencil. Now, once I pull this up, you're going to see how this is looking so far, fitting inside those postage grid areas so perfectly. And that grip mat really is a wonder when holding down stencils. Now, I'm coming in with some darker shades. So I believe that first color was honeysuckle, then sunflower. And my blue shade, I am going to be using Oceanside, and then fig for the darker shade of purple. So this is adding some detail areas to the butterfly wings. And one other really amazing thing with these stencils is they are labeled in the top right-hand corner as far as what layer it is, and that really helps assist you in getting them in the perfect order. Now I'm going to bring in the last layer of the stencil. This adds some more details to the wings and to the body, or adds the body of the butterfly in there. And since I just recently created with some of the new shimmer relief paste from Altenew, I decided to bring that in. So this is the smoky quartz. It's got some shimmer to it, and it's not quite black. It's like a really dark gray. And I just loved adding that shimmer to the butterfly wings. Now, I didn't notice till later on that I did get a little carried away and heavy-handed with that relief paste. So one of my butterflies, the paste kind of got underneath the stencil. That was user error, not the stencil's fault, but it's going to be perfectly fine in the end. So while that is drying, I am going to be creating with the Postage Collage Spring Breeze. Now for this one, you want to start with a whole panel, and you can either leave it as a whole panel or you can use the Postage Collage die set, which I will be using. So I decided to two-tone these. I did some buttercup in the center, kind of more towards the body of the butterfly, and blended about halfway up. And then still on that same first layer of the stencil, I'm going to come in with blueberry ink and blend that kind of around those outer edges and down into the yellow, but not quite overlapping the yellow. I really didn't want to get a green shade. I wanted it to kind of softly transition, but I wanted to keep it still that blue and that yellow. And this really was kind of an experiment for me. I am all about high contrast, and I love having these two different tones on butterfly wings. A little hesitant if this was going to work, but I think it turned out pretty cool in the end. So I removed the first layer of the stencil and then I'm coming in with the second layer, doing the exact same thing where I started with Buttercup towards the body of the butterfly and then going around those outer edges with Blueberry. And I am using the waffle flower shader brushes that have the colored handles because they're just super pretty. And I will admit, they are amazing for adding shading to kind of some small areas. Quickly, before I get too far, I started the third layer of the stencil with pink lemonade ink, decided I didn't want pink, and decided to come in with creamsicle. This is going to look kind of crazy, but it'll work out. I promise you. And then coming in with the next layer using avocado. So the shader brushes, they are great for adding detail to your smaller images, but my hand got pretty sore when I was trying to use larger areas. So if your hand gets sore really fast, I do recommend a larger brush for some of the bigger areas and keeping these shader brushes to the smaller, intricate areas. So there I had done the last layer using a black VersaFine ink to really make those bodies and the center of the flowers stand out. Now this background, it does seem a bit overwhelming, and I'm bringing in the script bold print from Hero Arts. I'm inking this up with a unicorn pigment ink, and I'm going to stamp that down. And something I have learned when doing this is that when you stamp a white pigment ink, especially like a script background or maybe a really fine line background, it helps tone everything down. So I stamped this about 3 times to help kind of just tone that down a little bit because even though I loved this unique color combination and the contrast of it all, it still felt a bit overwhelming. So if you feel like that, give that a try. I ran that through with the Postage Collage Die and poked out all of those holes. And now I am going to really turn this into the Postage Collage. So I brought out that Postage Collage stamp set and some VersaFine ink, and then also just stamping these with an acrylic block. Now, I kind of messed up in this, and you may notice in my pictures that one card may appear upside down, and I did find my error in that here in the video. I started out by doing some stamping, and then somewhere along the line here, I turned my card project. I don't know why I did that. It's going to be coming up here. But once I turned it, I never turned it back. So how the card front looks right now with these butterflies is how it is supposed to be. There it is. I turned it. I never turned it back. So all of my stamping of the scents in the corners ended up just like this. I did not change it and I did not take it out of the video. I'm going with it. So I am layering the back of each of those panels with the brand new thin foam tape from Altenew. It's about 1/16th of an inch in thickness, and then it's about an inch wide. So it really fit perfectly in those areas. Now, for this card with the bold butterflies, I added it to a piece of blueberry cardstock from Concord and Ninth. Love how that turned out because I think that dark blueberry really helped bring the butterflies back to the forefront. And then for my rainbow butterflies, I just added that to a white piece of cardstock. I stamped some sentiments off screen. This one is from the Fluttering By Sentiments. It just was so perfect for these butterfly cards. So I stamped it, I die cut it out multiple times, layered that together to create the dimension, and then I'm adding it to the front of the card project. Now, Paper Hugs comes from the Paper Hugs sentiment set. So here we are with that bold contrast and design. Again, adding that blueberry cardstock was just the chef's kiss for that card project. And then, of course, we have my classic rainbow card, which I absolutely love both of them. Now, I did create one previously to kind of practice some colors. This one is all ink. So instead of adding the paste, I just did black ink and then added some stamping to that. And what a fantastic release. I loved creating these cards. So I will have, again, all of those supplies listed down below in the video description and over on my blog. And be sure to check out my Instagram, which will also be linked down below, just so you can enter in that giveaway for a chance at a $20 gift card to Waffle Flower. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Here is another video that I think you might enjoy, and have a wonderful night.